If there was ever a player known for rising to the occasion, it was xPeke. A captain, a hero, a magician. It's time to ask, how good was xPeke really? Welcome to Season 1. xPeke began receiving notoriety for his skills in high elo back in 2011. That's what led to OSK Gaming picking him up. After the team was acquired by My Revenge, xPeke helped lead the squad to the IEM Season 5 Hanover title. And after Peke and a few of his teammates joined Fnatic, the team won Riot's Season 1 World Championship. The competition was not what it is today, but nonetheless, xPeke was already immediately on the mountaintop of League of Legends.
Congratulations! That was an amazing match. Now, that was just so amazing. So, what was your strategy going into that match?
Or maybe first.
Oh, what? Why me?
I don't know.
What the fuck? I don't want to talk, bro.
Fnatic continued to perform at a high level across many tournaments for the majority of Season 2, and xPeke had already made a name for himself as one of the best mid laners in the world. After missing out on the Season 2 World Championship, the team bounced back with a win at DreamHack Winter 2012. But more impressively, the team finished second place against the world's best teams at IPL 5. At this time, no other tournament had put together such a collection of top teams. For xPeke, finishing second here made him more of a star than winning Worlds the previous year. Then came the IEM Season 11 Championship. Not only did he take home MVP of the tournament, but he also pulled off the miracle that still lives on to this day.
You can see he's coming in there. Peke is desperately on towards the Nexus. Kevin is going to be able to get on towards him. He's trying to do it, but meanwhile they're in the base. Yellow Star's trying to defend them in the base. Peke is trying to take the Nexus down. Is anyone going to be able to deal with this one? Catches him with another axe. He's very low on that. They're pushing on the Nexus to his Peke's back again. I do not believe it. Peke's stuck in there. Catching it. Takes down the Nexus. But now he's going crazy. That game was amazing.
If you ever were wondering why we call solo backdoors an xPeke, well, that's why. One of the most legendary moments in LoL esports history. The new era of professional League of Legends brought regionalization and the EU LCS, now known as the LEC. And this is where xPeke, the playmaker and leader, really took form. The team ended first place in the regular season and went on to defeat Gambit Gaming, formerly the historically great Moscow 5, in the finals.
3-2, what a fantastic performance from Fnatic. They finally win out on the blue side.
Look at the excitement, they have done it, they bucked the trend, they broke the blue side veil, they picked up the win, and what a way to bring it home. Fnatic have lost their minds, they are jumping, they are screaming.
Defeating Gambit in the finals in the EU LCS inaugural split left no doubt. There was a new best team and best player in town. Heading into Worlds, expectations were high for xPeke and Fnatic. They lived up. Fnatic finished first in their group after 2-0ing top Korean contender Samsung Ozone. Ozone had Dade in the mid lane, a contender for the best mid laner in the world at the time. He was mechanically elite and a great playmaker, but in every aspect, xPeke outshined him.
Scared to get involved. Looper gonna have that passive pop, but Fnatic just bypass him and go for the next man. Dandy repels up in the air. Peke actually gonna be focused here, but he will be able to risk walk himself back out of danger. Now they turn on towards him. Cyanide passive pop. Dandy, he's had to walk away as it will go down in the end, and they died for Dandy as well. That's gonna be 4 kills for Fnatic, and surely the game with that quadra from Soas.
Peke sat on 17 health, a surrender from Ozone, and that was another dominating performance by Fnatic.
This cemented xPeke's reputation as a player that could rise to any occasion. He wasn't just one of the best mid laners in Europe, but one of the best, period. The team went on to beat Cloud9 in the quarterfinals after another impressive xPeke performance, before eventually falling to Royal Club in the semis. xPeke and Fnatic again started the 2014 season hot, placing second at that year's IEM World Championship and winning the spring split. At All-Stars Paris 2014, Fnatic reached the semifinals, only losing out to reigning world champions SKT. But their momentum slowly started to dwindle. The team was extremely shaky during the summer split. As expected at this point, xPeke and the veterans of Fnatic stepped it up in the playoffs to help lead the team to the finals. But Alliance was too much.
Alliance, they will go to the World Championships as the #1 seed.
And so a new champion in EU LCS was crowned for the first time. Despite their loss, Fnatic had still qualified for Worlds. But Worlds was a disaster. In an albeit tough group, Fnatic finished 2-4. Eliminated from groups, Fnatic and xPeke looked for changes. On December 5th, 2014, Fnatic's face of the franchise left. xPeke left his beloved Fnatic to create a new team, his own team, Origin. The full roster was Soaz, Mithy, Sven, Niels at the time, Amazing, and of course himself, xPeke. A lethal combination of veterans with an extremely talented rookie. With their star-studded roster, Origin easily qualified for the EU LCS, and even won a few third-party tournaments in the process. During their final qualifier match against Copenhagen Wolves Academy, xPeke again pulled off the miracle.
In the spring split of the Challenger Series, congratulations!
Now in the summer season of EU LCS, Origin was a top contender. xPeke was having incredible performance after incredible performance, particularly on Varus and Vladimir. Despite it being 5 seasons since he debuted, xPeke demonstrated that he could still lead a team to impressive victories. And this continued in the playoffs. Origin defeated H2K before matching up against the undefeated Fnatic. xPeke versus Fnatic. His team versus his old team. And he showed up in a big way. Origin pushed Fnatic to 5 games against pre-game expectations of a quick Fnatic W. The close defeat withstanding, Origin was looked at as right on par with Fnatic heading into the Season 5 World Championship. Origin was placed in Group D alongside Team Solo Mid, LGD, and KT Rolster. In other words, they found themselves in the group of death. LGD was a huge tournament favorite, KT was one of the best Korean teams, and TSM just placed second in NA after winning the IEM World Championships earlier that year. Against this level of competition, expectations were that Origin would be fighting for the 3rd seed of this group. But again, the greater the odds, the higher certain players take their game. See xPeke.
xPeke is okay, big goal, shockwave, for that shockwave does work though. Oh, and the wild growth, it keeps him alive. xPeke gets a solo kill.
Origin beat every team in their group during the first week before making it out with a 4-2 record. Maple and the Flash Wolves were also no match in the quarterfinals, and fans began wondering, could Origin really do it? Could they push or even beat SKT in the semis and advance? Unfortunately, for Origin and xPeke, the dream ended here. Following Worlds, Origin went through changes, most notably the departure of xPeke. He wanted to step away from professional play and handle his team more as an owner. However, the team suffered in his absence. Clearly, his leadership and morale-boosting skills were sorely missed. Although he returned at certain points to help lift Origin, the team, and he as a player, were never quite the same again. But the truth is, he didn't need to be. xPeke had already immortalized himself amongst the game's greatest. A player who was there from the very beginning, who won the first ever World Championship, who created an iconic phrase, who dominated domestically and internationally.
Fertilizer, it's all about finding fights.
Deathmark going down, but is it going to be enough Saturday? It's going to be
And was loved by all. For years, he was the measuring stick all other European mid laners were compared to. Who could be the next xPeke? Although people now do the same with Caps, xPeke was the original superstar mid laner of the EU LCS in every sense of the word. And what a time that was.